The Jaguar E-Type is, fair to say, one of the most iconic cars to slink over the earth. Its smooth, flowing lines enraptured the world in the 60s. Now, any mention of the E-Type must, legally, come with that quote from Enzo Ferrari, who said it was the most beautiful car ever made. Suffice to say, the E-Type turns heads. It's good fun and all, smoking round town in an E-Type, looking all smooth, suave and sophisticated, but there's a thing about original E-Types that people don't talk about. They're not very good to drive. Thing is, these are cars that were designed for the 60s and then dragged through to the 70s. Compared to modern stuff, well, they're not going to be all that much cop. However, if you just can't live without some E-Type in your life, the team at E-Type UK appear to be able to fix all of the ills and create the perfect Jag to your specification. The sky is the limit. This is a Series 3 E-Type, the one that myself and many others regard as the not good E-Type, largely because it was a bit big and a bit lumpen and a bit 70s-ish and not as pure and as exciting as the Series 1 and even a little bit of the Series 2. But this Series 3 has been built for a specific client who wants something that can take them on long grand tours and do big epic journeys, but who also wants mod cons, things like air conditioning and decent music, stuff like that, and it needs to do everything the client wants reliably. The list of modifications is long, but here are the highlights. The V12 is now 6.1 litres rather than 5.3, which means it produces a full 350 horsepower rather than the original's 270-ish. It's got a new gearbox, adjustable suspension, air conditioning, a start button, Bluetooth and iPod connectivity, better engine cooling, lowered XJS seats, lighting in the boot, under the hood and pretty much everywhere, LED headlamps and much, much more besides. The exterior has been painted to a perfect finish. The interior's upholstery is just stunning. Everything is polished, everything is just so. But with all these modifications, what's it like to actually drive? Have they improved things, or is it still a dreadful car wrapped up in a very, very pretty body? Well, everything works. It's not terrifying. You get that proper sensation of what you think 1960s amazing motoring would be like without having to do the whole arm over arm, getting a proper workout every time you do it. Same goes for the gearbox. It's properly notchy, but it's not difficult. You feel like you're doing something, but you don't feel like if you push too hard you're going to break the car. I had a huge problem with original E-Type brakes, and because for some reason they went, let's put them inside the car, so if you use them they'll overheat, but it's okay, we won't make them big enough to actually be effective, so you don't need to worry about that anyway. You'll just have to stop using hope and a prayer, perhaps. These proper, big, decent brakes that work. That V12 noise is just perfect. You drop it down, give it a blip, everything sounds and feels just right. It's just as you really want it to be. But it's nothing like the real thing, and trust me, that's a good thing. Driving an original E-Type is a joy, it's a privilege, but it'll never quite live up to your expectations. But this is just, it's a livable car. You can use it, and it feels like you can use it. And driving over, England's horrible A and B roads, it's been remarkably composed. Okay, not the quietest thing in the world, a positive because of that V12. Not the smoothest thing in the world, a positive because I like to feel things when I'm driving a car. If I'm in a Rolls Royce, I want to be in the back seat and feel literally nothing. In here, I want to have a little bit of investment in it, and oh boy, am I invested in this. I'm often torn about cars like this. Being able to screw with a product way beyond its original remit to make it fit your life perfectly seems a little off. Often someone who designs and builds cars knows better than me, so who am I to say they're wrong? E-Type UK has done a brilliant job of turning a quite difficult to drive car into an easy to drive car, that's for sure. But it does give you that sensation of what you wanted an E-Type to be like. And sometimes that illusion, that update, is definitely better than the reality. And if you want to take a car and modernise it,
who are we to say otherwise? In a way, it's like an HD remaster of an old video game. Way back when, the likes of Resident Evil, for example, felt amazing, but going back and playing it today reveals a blocky, horrid mess. The HD remaster takes you back, but it also doesn't assault your eyes.
What E-Type UK have done, it seems to me, is they've taken something that isn't necessarily the best in the world, and they've just tightened every screw, fixed every bolt, just made it right, and made it the E-Type you want. I adore this thing. Let's go make some more noise.